Good to go. Probably. Alright, yep. Gonna be a short stream today. I'm probably just gonna stream the one league. But this is the Bant company that we played yesterday. Updated a few things that I didn't like. I really hated the mana. I don't think this mana base is great either, but I think it's probably better. Trying to figure out, so how many green sources do I have in turn? I have 6. So 14. That's probably enough. I don't know if I hate the idea of just adding another breeding pool. That should be good enough. But yeah, we're just similar deck. I cut 2 of the elves. I cut one of the Gilded Goose was completely awful, so I cut that, and then I cut one of the elves. And then the deck had 8 or 6 buddy lands. I cut all the buddy lands because they were just terrible, especially with Botanical Sanctum. And then I added 3 Fabled Passage and a bunch of basics for it to make the trackers a little bit better. And we're just trying 2 voices, 1 courser, and then I cut 2 of the deputies because the deputies were pretty awkward. We just played against a bunch of control decks, and they're not very good there. And maybe we'll suffer for it, but I think there's more like Planeswalker heavy mid-range decks anyway. I guess this is just okay versus that, but it's not great. I think this card just dies a lot. And the Self of Spirit helps protect it, but this doesn't always work out that way. So I'm just gonna try 2. And just hope that we can kind of just like fight creatures with our own creatures and outscale or go toe-to-toe with other big stuff, Lovestruck Beast. And I think that's probably going to work out pretty well, so. And then I changed a few cards in the sideboard, but nothing super fancy. It's not the right deck. Yeah, just gonna play some Oko until it gets banned. If I owned Okos right now, I probably would not. I'd be very afraid. What do we got? 10 looks good. Short blue, but whatever. It definitely functions. So, I'm probably just gonna go Elf and a Beast and a Tracker. I mean, depending on what they do. Okay, so they're playing like a graveyard strategy. Hopefully they don't hit like Haunted Dead here. Okay, they didn't. It's pretty good for me. Do I want to go? I think it's worth it to get the full value. I think I'm pretty likely to shock. And maybe I want to use Deputy if I draw a blue source, so I'm just going to go ahead and give myself the option. And since I drew a 2-drop, I could just get the 1/1 and the 2/1. I also could potentially just jam the Tracker, but that doesn't seem like it really does much. Of course, it's kind of nice. Well, that's tempting to play as well. So I could play Tracker and then go 1/1 plus the Beast. I could just play Courser and then have a way to gain life. I could just double spell and go. Self the Spirit into 1/1. I think all of those are reasonable. I still don't have the blue mana. I honestly think I just like playing Courser. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to sack clues, and I have plenty of stuff to do, so. This also helps me dig towards blue mana. So they had Haunted Dead and Prize Amount. It was a pretty good mill for them. So that's spooky. Might just get overrun. Also, Selfless Spirit is not very good versus the 1/1 that's going to come out of it. We got a blue source. Yeah, let's shock, attack with Courser, and then just make a 1/1 and a 5/5. And hopefully their hand isn't like 2 Haunted Deads. I want to race somewhat. If their hand is two Haunted Deads, attacking this Courser is probably not ideal, but whatever. And I don't think I have any sideboard stuff for Graveyard Aid. I have a pair of Boozes, some Baffling Ends, but nothing really good. A double amalgam. Why don't every time I say something, it's just reality. I just have a magical power that never works in my favor. Well, their hand was just like actual perfect. Feels bad. Yeah, these decks only really win when you hit 2 amalgams. If you have hit 3, it's like incredibly difficult to lose. I have a Deputy Detention deck though, so I think it's winnable because of that. I don't think it's that likely they have ways to kill this. So maybe it won't be an issue. I have the Selfless Spirit as well. To hit land and make me like discard my whole hand, it's gonna be pretty bad. Like they could mill the spell that makes me discard when these hit and give a menace, and then untap land. It's not that likely, but it's definitely possible. Probably on the game on the spot. Because then I have to discard my entire hand, so I can't even keep the Deputy. They hit it, but did they miss on a land? It looks like they missed on a land. So if they have untapped land, I'm pretty bummed. Yeah, their draw was insane. Wow. God, I played so many of these stupid graveyard decks. It never seems to happen this way. Alright, so I'm going to mitigate the most damage I can without blocking one of these. This is pretty rough. Shocking doesn't seem worth. Maybe it is. I don't think they have ways to kill Deputy Detention, typically. I want the Selfless Spirit just because I can't deal with flyers that well. Obviously, Oak is a great draw. They didn't flash this back. Because they're going to cast something this turn. 2 chills. Okay. Alright. You have 34 cards in your deck. You hit 3 amalgams, 3 chills. Well played. Right then. Yeah, that's rough. I think this matchup's probably totally fine, but not really gonna beat that draw game 1. We don't have a ton of graveyard hate, so it's basically on them to lose and not really on me to win. The deck has a high fail rate. We just have to hope they hit it. I want the life gain. I might just want actual life gain. Tracker's pretty damn slow. Voice isn't very good. They just have so many idiots. Self-Spirit also probably doesn't matter a ton. Is it just the borrower? I thought it was okay. Like, bouncing their stuff, like if they have Haunted Dead and I bounce an Amalgam or whatever, they can just discard it, which isn't great. I think I like all these other cards enough. Is it bounce better than... Nah, I think I want the spirits. I'm on board like this. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I can play more of that deck later. So I have Ooze and 3 mana sources. They probably could have boarded in Fatal Push, which would be annoying, but if they don't have it like right away, I can go Elf into Beast, Elf. And if I hit a land, I can even play the Ooze as well. I think Ooze is important enough that I'm just going to try keeping this hand and hope that things don't go horribly. They're thinking it makes it look like they have at least 2 options. So it could be like Supplier Push, it could be Thoughtseize Push. Which is probably bad news for me. If they're thinking, it means they likely have a Push or a Thoughtseize, and both of those are pretty bad. This is a Love-Struck Beast, sure. Okay, that means they have push with this, so... I guess that means I want to play my Ooze... before I, like, in a turn where I can get value from it. So I'm just going to play a 4-3. This is pretty embarrassing, but I think it's my best line. I don't really want to play the Ooze before they have anything in the graveyard for me to eat. So I'm just going to present a clock. This card does not line up well against Prize Amount. I'm going to think of that into play, but I have Detention, or the Deputy, so... Okay, so I think that their hand was Supplier Thoughtseize Push. But I could be wrong. The second time I've seen a Woodland Cemetery in these decks, it's just so bad. I can't imagine playing this card. I mean, it's a fine land, but like you really need untapped mana early on. So what like big cards do you can cast anyway? So if they have push, they might just not block. Yeah, I think I still don't play it. Do I play the deputy? It's pretty embarrassing, right? This card's just always bad. It's just never good. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Fairly confident that they have a fatal push. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm losing out on a lot of pressure, but I still do have pressure. So if two creatures have 3, which means when I play the ooze, I can gain 3 life at least. Looks like it might be a Grizzly salvage turn. So now I think I'm fine with fine with letting the ooze die, because it means they don't get to set up like a graveyard turn, right? So if they want to salvage here, like they can't salvage and push, right? Because they didn't play land. I know all. Okay. I'm gonna sandbag this for Tireless Tracker. So, I mean, their deck just failed, which is what I said needed to happen. So we kind of want that to happen in the third game. Do I not want these knights? I'm a little I'm just afraid of dying to like 3 creeping chills like I did last time. But it is pretty bad if I don't. I mean, I guess I have some life gain. They have so many pushes, it's nice to have 2 drops. As well as this forcing them to push on their own turn is kind of nice. Sure. They're not that good at blocking, and the voice token can be pretty huge. Realistically, this is probably not going to be something that's going to die, though. So maybe it's just like 2 mana unblockable 2/2, which isn't good. But it makes their attacks a little bit awkward, too, right? If we're racing. Man, any other matchup, I'd be probably, like any mid-range matchup, I think I'd be okay keeping this hand. I don't think this one works. It's beautiful. The hand has to be so bad. Alright, they already mulliganed. I think I should still mulligan. God, I always lose when I mulligan these hands. I just like mull to 5 and die. I think I just shoot. If I knew I had 4 deputies in my deck, I only have 2. And I think I have to mull it. Okay, this hand's pretty good. Do I mull the Selfless Spirit or the second Courser? I think the second Courser. I'm not positive though. I do want to curve. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go Temple Guard and Sanctum Selfless Spirit into Courser or Deputy, depending. Probably Courser because it's not that likely. You go bananas. This hand's not the best, but if I'm gonna keep a hand, I want to have Baffling End, Deputy, ooze or elf plus whatever thing. Yeah, I think if you want to have success with these, like the graveyard decks, like the deck my opponent's playing, you really have to mulligan aggressively. I think it's really important. So then we'll to 5, which kind of means nothing. They just need enablers and like 2 mana sources, and then their deck can function. There's a lot more to do with what you mill than it does what you actually draw. Not that you don't want the extra cards, but it's not like a regular deck. It's just like trying to curve out. Okay, so Thoughtseize or Supplier. Yep. I think I would rather see Thoughtseize from my position. They hit Haunted Dead, which is the best thing they can hit. So, man, that's a pretty bad draw. Now I just have to hope they don't have double amalgam. Second land. Okay. Well, this gives me time, which is important. And again, even if they do, we have the Deputy. But last time we deputied 3 amalgams died, so. Okay, they hit nothing in a Creeping Chill. That's pretty pathetic. We're in a decent spot. I think they just need to draw or have more stuff like Gather and then just try to build from there. This card it's really embarrassing. So we have 2 Selfless Spirit, 2 Voices, and they hit Haunted Dead, which means that like there's not really going to be a point where this card actually matters. But I mean, it's just going to end up trading with the Spirit from this, which is what it is. I guess I can also just like have it unlock. Just like a Seal of Indestructible. I think since I have 2, I'm probably just gonna trade. Okay, so yeah, they have basically nothing left. So the draws have to be really good. Yeah, if you don't hit any amalgams, this deck just does not do anything. They drew push, they get to kill the Courser. It's not the end of the world, I have plenty of life. Yeah. It's a good card to draw. Another Creeping Chill. They're low on chills though. And yeah, we've got this Queller too. So let's see. So they missed on a land, which means they can't Haunted Dead next turn. I think that means I'm just gonna play Selfless Spirit. Do I want to trade 2 for 2 at this point? I think it's okay. Alright, let's do math. So it's 1, 2. So they have 1 Haunted Dead left in their deck. I'm gonna go down to 10. Yeah, I think it's important to actually race. Next turn I can just play the stupid elf to block the Wayfinder, and then I'm not actually taking any damage because Courser keeps gaining me life. Borrower turns up the clock a lot too, so. Alright, this looks like it's get back haunted dead. I assume. I guess I'll trade since I have the, or offer the trade since I have the borrower now. I guess I could, yeah, I should just bounce it. Probably makes the most sense if they get the 1/1. Okay, I guess I go. Yeah, I don't think there's too much that can go wrong from this spot. Guess I got 1 amalgam. I think that's okay. So how am I gonna play this turn? Kind of bounce the Spirit and eat the Haunted Dead. Could bounce the Haunted Dead. They don't have another one. Well, I should have played this. I think. I think it makes a huge difference, but probably worth doing. Archimeba's pretty bad here. Yeah, I should have played the Deputy. This gives him some outs. Okay. Yeah, I fucked up. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Oh. Let damage happen. Yep, so, you know, what I wanted to have happen happened where, like, their deck just fell apart and did nothing. Second game, I think they kept 7, but they kept too much interaction. And then the third game, they just mulled to 5. I mean, their hand functioned, right? Like, they did stuff, but it took a while. Okay, so since I'm drawing Spell Queller, they're just dead, right? So block, these two is the biggest. Alright. Weird games lately, weird games. I'm gonna go grab a water, I'll be right back. don't know about this hand. I think it's close. I'll just keep it, whatever, fuck it. On the draw. On the play. Might still keep. 4s to go. Okay, it's not particularly scary. Part of me wonders if I should play around Stubborn now. There's no way. I mean, that deck plays what? There's at least 8 dual lands. It probably plays 12. I'm not gonna play around it. I'm just gonna go. It'd be awkward if they just played like a blue source and stub me, but. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 5. I could play the beast next turn. I don't think I want to double block here. Probably bad. They could also have aspect of the Hydra and just make this what? 7 toughness. Did I say go, actually? Yeah, I think I just say go, right? I can just clue plus Queller. Probably best. I have enough gas. I don't know if I need to keep these trackers alive anyway. Definitely want to lighten up the board. I guess, I mean, they can't, so they can have aspect. This doesn't counter, right? So I'm gonna get to eat it. I mostly didn't want this to get the 6. I think this is aspect, but I'm still gonna block all the same. Probably a little more reason to do so. If I get the full trade here, it's so good for me. Okay, so now I'm at 6 mana. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna play a 5/5. Need a Queller again. Kind of worked out pretty well. Their draw was pretty mopey. Yeah, I mean, I think if I do it the first time, I'd probably do it again, and it's a really efficient tempo. So, I have 1 card left anyway. It would need like Citizen Tactics, and even then, it probably wouldn't do enough. So. That game was a beating. Okay, so they're just going to beat down anti-blue stuff. Weirdly enough, we don't have things that are like, I can't block with Spell Queller, but I think we'll be alright. So Battlefield what, 3? So I definitely want these. Definitely want the Tamayo. Do I want the Ooze? And do I want the Gideon? It doesn't block very well, but it can, like, just like the Anthem effect might be relevant. Like outstatting their things. If I can make my Love Struck beast be 6/6, it's pretty hard. It's gonna be really hard for them to attack. But maybe that's not relevant. If I was on the play, being able to bounce an elf seems just reasonable, but the Flyer's alright too. Maybe I still want these. They're good against Aspect. I'm just gonna trim some of my 4-ofs. I don't think I need to overboard, so they're mono green. Citizen Tactics is kind of scary. Like, maybe I want Selfless Spirit to be able to beat that card. But I do still have the 2, and I have some Quellers, so... I think I'll put the 4th Queller in on the play, but on the draw it gets a little bit worse. Be really happy to see any hand that has Baffling End or an Elf. I think those are the 2 most important cards. Just Elf so I can keep up a little bit, and Baffling End to answer one of their 5/5s, 5/4s, whatever. The 3 drops that are big. It's possible they don't even have like a fight spell on their sideboard, but I couldn't envision playing mono green and not having something. I didn't submit. Whoops. How'd that happen? I guess I clicked on this. Yeah, it's possible I don't want the Courser. Just because it's so slow. I'm not positive. Alright, well, I said I wanted a hand with an elf. We're on the draw. Okay. Cool beans, we won. Yippee. Go us. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was. My opponent's main deck, anti-blue mono green deck. Failed them. We get new spoilers? Guess we just got like arena spoilers. Huh. Okay, nothing too exciting. That 2-drop seems fine. 2 mana, 2-star, toughness equal to your devotion to white, so it's always gonna be a 2/2 and it gets bigger. Or another creature you control dies, gain 1 life. I mean, it's big, and it's an enchantment, so maybe it'll be good. Okay, so these hands are rough. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep this on the draw and just pray for heat. It's pretty bad. I don't think most people would keep this. Okay, that sounds great. I'm just gonna keep 1 elf. We'll still have 3 mana sources. Maybe I keep 2. I could keep 2 elves, 2 mana sources. But it means if I miss on a land and my elf lives, I can't go turn 2 Oko, turn 3 company. Not sure what's more likely. One of my elf dies, or I draw 4th land. Obviously. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to just keep double elf. Could have been a giant punt. It's not that big of a deal. I just do nothing on turn 2 instead of playing elf, and then I play Oko on turn 3 instead of playing company. I assume they're green-black something. Yeah. Grim Flare, sure. We'll just elf this. I'm not positive if that's right or not. I lose a bunch of loyalty off Oko, but as long as this company isn't completely terrible, I should be able to line up well against a 3-3. There's a chance they just have, like, Murder Strider or whatever anyway. Okay. Jesus, take the wheel. Please don't whiff. No, wait. I'm so stupid. That's so bad. Fuck my life. Alright, please don't miss. Maybe this ends up being better. I'm gonna block this Grim Flare and then just make this one an elk. Just try to outgrind them. Should be pretty easy to do. It's 4. I can double block here. I could just make the safe play and like double block, single block. I think it's fine. Like, even if I completely miss in this company, I don't think I'm in that bad of a spot. I can just let Oko die. Oh, what's up, Chase? How you doing? just main phase. I'm not even gonna fight over it in combat. I respect that. Alright, so I get a clue. And we got basics in our deck this time. What's up? Take that. Last version of this awful deck. The worst mana base I've ever seen. Maybe I just clue. Like, now that I can double clue, it's probably better. I'll just grow the tracker. So I can grow... I guess I can only grow this to 6. Just attack here. Just leave up Queller. Whatever. I can just keep sacking the glues. They're definitely going to lose to it. I think the obvious play is just a company, but I think maybe the only universe potentially to get back into the game is if I company hit 0 things and then they hit like runner perfects. So it's like a small thing that I think is slightly correct, even though it might look worse. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's like the only reality that we live in that I could maybe somehow lose the game. Alright, so I want Tamayo. Gideon's a little bit weird. Just because Grimflare can get so big. I definitely want Ooze, and I think I want Baffling End. Maybe I don't. I'm probably gonna have like trackers. I think they're gonna have creatures I want to fight over, so I'm gonna put the Baffling Ends in. So I have an extra land. I'm a lot more comfortable trimming the elf. How does that look? There's just not a matchup. This card is bad. This card is just so absurd. Maybe this is the matchup, but 5/5 is just bigger than everything. I think the voices are okay. Kalidas is pretty terrifying. That's the reason to have Borrower, just the tempo from it alone could be relevant. Alright, this is me knowing what I'm doing. It's not me randomly putting 1-ofs and pulling 1-ofs. It's totally not what it looks like. This hand's like the first hand. I'm just gonna mulligan it all the same. I mean, this hand's even worse, right? That hand was double elf Selfless Spirit. Sounds weird. I want everything. I want all the lands. So the question is, I can play towards the tracker. I could even mulligan the Lovestruck Beast. And then just have Selfless Spirit to protect tracker. I probably should mulligan a land. I'll probably, like, on average, I'm going to draw one anyway, so I'm overthinking it. I think the first mulligan was correct. Okay, with the land. So assuming they don't like interact with our hand or our elf, I'm probably gonna go Spirit 1/1, then next turn I can go Tracker Clue, then the turn after that I can go Lovestruck Beast plus Sack. Dead Witcher. A bit awkward, but my hand gets better if I draw like a different 3-drop or a land anyway. So this is most mana efficient if I just like draw a 3-drop I want to play next turn and then a land. There's a few universes where I think it's just better to make the 1/1, but that's okay. So drawing Thoughtseize. I'm probably gonna jam the tracker. I have the spirit to protect it as well. They could have another deadweight, but probably don't have a lot of deadweights in their deck. Is deadweight great? I know it's great. It might be okay though. I don't really think about deadweight in this format, but like shock has seemed more than playable. And it's just like, so this is for delirium. It's like a bad disfigure, but it says if you're Grim Flares, so it's probably worth doing. And then the question is Grim Flare worth playing? Okay. That's really awkward. My opponent misclicked and didn't get a free clue. Super good turn for them though. If I hit a land though, I think I can climb back pretty quickly. If I don't hit a land, I'm probably just dead. Because it just means I'm not doing anything. Like, they already have at least one clue, plus whatever question mark is going on in their hand, and they're gonna get the draw. We know so we know they're drawing ooze. They have the courser, which extends more ways to find lands. So yeah, we're probably just gonna get buried if we miss. Hitting this turn, oh god, hitting this turn would have been so good. The game should be over though. So if I kept the land over the Lovestruck Beast, this game would have looked a lot better for me. But yeah, if you're behind on clues and land drops, and both of you have Tireless Tracker and play the game, it's just gonna be over. There's not really like a way that my deck functions that can come back from the spot. Matchup seems way better for me than it is for them though. Like they have to have like discard at the right time, and then my top decks can't be good, and their discard has to line up well against my hand, which it didn't even really line up well against my hand, but I just didn't have lands, so it didn't matter. I'm playing this game out. I don't really know why. Maybe I draw Deputy Detention. Maybe I find a land next turn. Tamayo could kind of get us somewhere, get a little traction. Okay. We'll attack with Selfless Spirits, and then we're just gonna Queller the Tracker. We can try to race. That's a thing, maybe. Not really. This game's pretty fucking doomed. Yeah, we can't race against the Useless Courser. I could play a second 5/5. The Tracker's just gonna outgrow him. I think they played Blooming North. I don't remember what land they played last turn. Alright, that's good enough. I mean, I guess I counter. Maybe I don't have land. They're drawing Abrupt Decay, which means that when I counter the Liliana. Alright. Okay, so they missed on land again. This play sucks. They have Liliana. Why wouldn't they just play Liliana? Do I need the damage in the air? I'm drawing Deadweight for this next turn. Yeah, I have to Queller. I need the tempo. If I draw a land and just minus Tamayo, maybe I can just kill him. But I don't get in with the 5/5, which is the issue. They have Liliana for the Selfless Spirits. And they're gonna draw Deadweight. So another hand's Tracker Liliana. Do I know their third card? It's obviously a spell. Alright. Play it out, whatever, fuck it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it somehow feels close even though we're losing by so much. They just have Liliana to kill this. Whatever. Okay, got a million clues. I need Deputy. They're drawing fucking Murder Shredder, obviously. So I need Deputy plus Selfless Spirit. But they have Liliana for Selfless Spirit. I still get the Indestructible though. But they have Murder Shredder in response, so that doesn't actually apply. Can't attack my 5/5s. Boy, at the start of the game when I talked about how I might have wanted to keep the extra land, and then I was like, I'll just draw a land. Was I fucking wrong? Man. Brutal. Got to 8 turns without drawing a 4th land. Yeah, this is so bad versus Liliana. I should have boarded this in. Maybe I want the Queller on the play. I'm gonna lose to Liliana if I go to 4 Quellers and I four Selfless Spirit and they draw it and I have one. Like, the game's just gonna end on the spot. I'm gonna go for something a little more tempo oriented, which is weird to say when you're boarding out Brazen Borrower. But I think my other cards are just better, and hopefully I can just have like an elf and a bunch of the good 3s. And maybe we'll draw lands. Maybe we won't. I think 23 is plenty. Probably an extra land. I think I could get away with 22, but I wanted my 4 trackers to be better, so I added an extra land and 3 fetch lands. don't think I want Knight of Autumn for Courser. They probably have like 1 or 2 Coursers. Yeah, they have a lot of scary cards. Like, if we just have a good draw, their deck can't win. It doesn't really matter how their draw lines up. If I just go, like, Elf into 3 in a company, like, no matter how good their draw is, it's just, like, not going to be a thing. But if we have a bad draw and they have an average draw, and they have stuff like Cletus or whatever, it's kind of annoying. It's not like their trackers are better than mine, right? Like, I have Elves, they don't. They just have discard spells. Okay. Easy keep. Perfect rainbow hand. So the worst thing that could happen is for them to have Fatal Push or Deadweight. Thoughtseize is acceptable. So they take Oko, and then they could kill Tracker, but I'm probably going to play the Tracker anyway. Yeah, I missed on a land. I think it sets me too far behind. And I can't leave up Queller. So if they just kill this, I'll probably lose. Yeah. Fuck, dude. That's so frustrating. Oh my god, I'm a lucker dog. Alright, beautiful. Do I leave this up? No way, right? They know about it anyway. Alright. Well, that's how you beat this card. Not gonna make this a 3/3. I'm just gonna make a food and attack. If they have Murder Strider, so be it. That's the only card that's Murder Strider, Abrupt Decay. Just anything that can kill Oko on the spot's the scary stuff. If we dodge that, it puts us in such an advantage. Okay, that's acceptable because we at least get value. Well, this is terrifying. I'm gonna play the first land. I'm gonna sandbag the Fabled Passage because it's so good with Tracker. We'll see. My hand is like the Spell Queller is gonna do a thing, but it's not really relevant. It doesn't matter for the game. What matters for the game is the top of my deck. So all that's gonna matter in the next 4 turns is how I draw. If I draw a Tracker like right away, Magnifique, Company, Gideon, Tamayo, any of those things should be really strong. A lot of deadweights. Okay. I think I sandbag it all the same. I boarded out a Tracker, and the reason I did that is because I wanted to try to get ahead on the board. If I knew they were gonna have Despise, like multiple deadweights and 4 pushes, I probably should have just left in the Trackers anyway. I don't know. Kind of trying to cheese them here, which I might get punished for. At least we're pressing some damage. If they ever kill this, I'm gonna lose to the Ooze. Just Mana Screw, Mana Flood. Classic. 1-2 punch. It looks like they're flooding too, though. Okay, so I have 1 basic left in my deck. But I still think it's worth sandbagging the Passage. Because if I do draw the Tracker, I get so much from it. Yeah. Well, now I am on the back foot by 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 miles. Because this Ooze is like a fucking 10/10. It gains 10 life. Actually drawn 0 spells. After talking about how the most important thing is the top of my deck. I mentioned it was 4 turns. The next 4 turns is important that I draw spells. I draw land, 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 land. Wouldn't have it any other way. Could put this to 6 to make this a 6/6. I'd rather chump. Hope to draw a way to deal with this. Or like another planeswalker, like a Gideon Tamayo, something like that. It's powerless, right? Sorcery, enchantment, instant land. 4, it's 10. Come on. We drew 1 spell. Can we draw 2? It's actually just a great spell. So I can trade. And then I can jump if they want to kill this. They can't kill this and eat it because it's a token. Alright, your turn, opponent. What'd you draw? If I draw the 1/4s before I draw one of the 3 trackers, I'm gonna be pretty sad.
About love, probably quote me a sonnet. But you've never looked at a woman and been totally vulnerable. You can't tell me what it feels like to wake up next to a woman and feel truly happy.
So at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if this creature dies, if they block, it means they might have Emrakul of the Ooze though. So I doubt that they have Emrakul in their deck. It's possible, but they haven't shown Traverse or anything. It just looks like Grimflayer is like an aggressive thing is what they're going for. I don't really care about taking 5 on the chin, I don't think. I guess they could draw a way to kill Ooze. Maybe I'm not supposed to play the Ooze. Think about that. So now they can kill the Ooze and eat the Beast. That looks like what just happened. They like pump faked for that. So kill Ooze, eat Beast. There's just no way it's worth. I forgot to eat their stuff with the Ooze, so I missed that. So they're more mana than me, which means they get to eat the guy. It's worth fighting over, I think. To force them to use mana. So I could have had the removal spell and drawn another one. It's weird to do it in this order though. Why would you do it right away? Also not dealing with the Oko. Alright, so let's do math. Block 5. We're gonna take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eat the Love Struck Beast, go up to 2, and then I just have this board state. I guess I get to eat the Love Struck Beast actually, the only one green. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, I have him dead. I think it's greedy just in case they have a removal spell. I can just eat this. Yeah, I'll probably languish. Still have the Oko. I guess if they have the removal spell, I get to keep the Love Struck Beast. So yeah, this is worth. Did I miscount? 6. Okay. Like the fact, I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was going to get to keep the beast. I think that makes the play worth doing. Even if they kill the ooze, like they still take a bunch of damage, and I'll have the 5/5 in the Oko. Yeah, Matt, I saw it, Bruno, right after you said it. I wasn't thinking about it until like right before I did it. But I think the Decay was the card they like pump faked for, but I thought like maybe since like, I mean they figured out that I was gonna play around the removal spell. But I don't know what the reason to Decay main phase was on their part. I guess Spell Queller off the top. That makes sense. Sure, that was probably why they did it. And somewhat awkward, but I don't think it's awkward enough for Mutable again. Okay, so this is typically this is the combo deck, which I think is probably a decent matchup. All right, we hit the land regardless. All right, let's play. I guess Courser. All this value's neat, but we might just die, so... Doesn't look like I have good ways to interact with Lotus Field. And there it is. Gonna have a fun time playing against Storm. Everybody loves Storm. You wanna play a fair format? What's up, Storm time? Okay, yeah, I needed... Yeah, I really kind of needed my top card to be Queller, I think. I guess I can't even cast this now, can I? So I could sack the clue. I guess it's better to do it this way. Same damage. Man efficient. Alright, please don't kill me on the 4th turn, please. Oh, fuck you. No. Well, this deck fizzles all the time, so maybe this one that time, one of those times. Not looking like it. I don't think this deck's very good. Doesn't seem to put up many 5-0s. I don't see many people playing it. I think if this deck was better than the Turbo Fog deck, people would just be playing it. People like that cheesy blue-green shit. Whoa. Whoa. I think they might be taking away our 5-0 chances, unfortunately. Gets better after board though, so maybe we can just win the next two. They're already on a really, dude? That's so sad. Maybe they I wasn't paying attention to what they did. I wonder if they messed up with the mana they made. Oh my god, that's so sad. My opponent's like, think, I concede. Alright. I thought I was super dead. Okay, so we want... I guess I want Ooze over Voice and Selfless Spirit. Just because of Dig Through Time. And then I just want every counter spell I can get my hands on. Knight of Autumn I don't think does anything. So yeah, let's just try to make the clock fast. So what does that involve? These are 2-mana 2/2s. I don't know if Deputy actually does anything. Does anyone know if this deck's going to do anything fancy? Are they going to style on me somewhere? So, Love Struck Beast is just like beats. It's 3 mana for 3 power, basically. I think this deck is entirely stack based. I think I just have to. It's like counter spells or bust. I don't know if this even does anything. But I haven't Niv Visited before. I guess if I'm gonna have like a random answer to things, not that this is good versus Niv Visit, I would rather have a 3 power thing. And I guess we're just gonna put in a Grizzly Bear. They showed red. I don't know if their deck actually has red in it. Could have Coursers just to help me find counter spells. I think the red version goes for Niv into side. Not against your deck. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it anyway. I got crushed by the Niv Visit version of this deck once. They just they went off on the 3rd turn and then just put Niv Visit into play and then kept going off. It's pretty gross actually. I was just playing a deck that had a bunch of it was like a blue-red deck with counter spells and 4 damage burn spells, and my opponent just Niv Visited me. Alright then. Can this guy die? I mean, I can't even kill my own guy. I guess I'm just gonna go with a 2-mana 2/1 flyer with probably out of relevant. I mean, I guess it does pump the Ooze. It's like 3 mana, give an Ooze a +1/+1 counter. So this hand's fast. It has no disruption. I'm gonna try it on the draw. I just don't know enough about this deck. I should. I've played against it a few times, but the games are just like... I guess they're just 100% cantrips, because that's all it ever looks like. They don't have Lotus Field on turn 3. It's like very bad for them. Okay, so there's some red version. I think I'm going to play a 5-5. I think it's the fastest clock. I don't think they're going to be interacting with my stuff. This is a good draw because it just represents some spell quellers. Potentially. Okay, they didn't even have a field. Maybe not. Oh, it's a lot of videos. Was I supposed to counter that? I don't think so. It looks like they're just like them using their cards like this seems not particularly effective. This is the last thing they're gonna do this turn. I'm just gonna play the company because I want to play it anyway. Not ideal, but hopefully they just miss on Lotus Field. That is very ideal. So they could definitely beat a Queller. It's not Lotus Field. They're casting it. Block this. No, it's short. Well, I guess I'm doing this. Okay. I was like, oh no, this person's gonna steal my chances of the 5-0, and then they just like fizzled and did absolutely nothing and died in 3 turns. All right, GGG. Yeah, you're right. They did use a double cast. I guess the reason I said that, I didn't know if like so like a card like Lightning Storm, for example, right? I guess Lightning Storm is not double cast, right? Like Lightning Storm comes at the end of your combo, double cast comes at the front. So in my head, I was like, maybe they just use double cast to win or some shit, and then like it doesn't matter what color it is because they need to have Lotus Field anyway when they're comboing and drawing their deck. But yeah, that's probably not the case. That's probably the card you play at the front end before you go off. I don't know. Oh no, that's not true, right? Because if the combo is the Ral thing, then maybe you could end with it. But the only thing I saw was double cast. It was probably stupid of me to not just know that they were just red, but I was sort of thinking it as like maybe the deck has to have Lotus Field to do anything anyway, so it doesn't really matter about your mana restrictions. Because again, they didn't play a red land, right? They just played blue-green lands that game as well. Alright, well, we haven't been on the play very often, but we've been winning anyway, so, they kept 7. Yeah, I don't think this one does it. Okay. There's so few matchups where Deputy's actually good. Blue-white. Okay, I think this matchup's good, but I don't know if we're going to be able to win this game. Which just kept the elf voice hand now. Just syncopate it. Okay. I guess they don't have verdict. It gets rid of the 5/5. Okay, that makes sense. They're gonna defer my 1/1. Okay, I'm just gonna jam this tracker and say, hey, you got a verdict, you got a verdict. Never mind. Can't seem to have a 4th land in tracker. I can't seem to have a 4th land, period. It's not a thing that ever happens. In like the past 2 leagues I played with this deck, it's never seemed to have enough lands. So for that one game where I just like giga flooded, but I think I still won. So I could deputy. I guess I'm supposed to deputy. Like if my deputy dies, I lose it all, but maybe it lives. It's not like the Queller does anything. You know, maybe they just have some counter spells. Zuri's Charm's tricky though. But I guess it doesn't matter that much, right? I'm gonna get the elemental, they can cast down it, but I get to keep the voice. Oh, they just have big Teferi, okay. Well, yeah. I don't really know what they were tanking on. Like, what do I need to do to win this game? Alright, that's unfortunate. I don't think I was gonna win anyway. Actually, F6. Checking my Streamlab shit. Alright. Well, I think that game was super winnable if I drew a 4th land, but I did not. So, I like boarding the Knights, I think. I don't know if you need them, but I think they're fine. And then I boarded all this other shit. I typically take out a pair of elves. Deputy is Garbaggio. Barber's okay just because the flash. So one of the issues with this is it makes the companies worse, but I think you just live with it. Because all your other cards are so good. I could trim all the elves. I think on the play they're good. I think on the play they're good against blue-white. Maybe I want more. So yeah, these companies are pretty weak. I could trim an Oko, but I'm just gonna deal with it. Even like 4 mana flash 3-drop is gonna be decent versus this deck, so. Just hope and pray. I have these cards like, I have Planeswalkers, I have Tireless Tracker, I have Selfless Spirit, Counterspells, Voice Resurgence, Collected Company. My cards line up super well. I just need to have a good draw. Like if they're gonna have a draw that's censored Teferi, cast down, big Teferi, hitting every land drop, I also need to have a good draw. That's just not what happened that game. I could trim a Coco, but I just think they're too good. Like, I think I'm just fine with them being bad. They're not that bad. Like, we can do the math on it. So 4, 8, 10. Okay, never mind. I don't know how many creatures I have, but. Man. So, it doesn't have an elf, doesn't have a voice, doesn't have a selfless spirit. There's a Gideon. It is Gideon a tracker and a company though, and it has something to do at least on the first or second turn. I decided to go for the planes first, but I mean their hand might just be like counterspell, 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 and I'll lose, but we'll see. I guess it's gonna be another game where I have 3 lands and all trackers. That would be unfortunate. They can't veto this. They kind of have to syncopate it or censor it. And then if they go counterspell into Teferi Bounce, I can try to play an Oko on an open board and hope that that's good. If I draw a white source, I just chant the Gideon, obviously. Yeah, they're just gonna not draw me twice, I'm gonna lose. It's so sad, dude. I fucking love getting Teferi and drawing Spell Queller. There's no better feeling in the universe. Dude, it's so brutal. I just can't have a 4th land. It should be good versus them, but they can just play a land in the cast down and then next turn play it to Teferi. I think this matchup's really good. Like, they're just playing lands or not. Maybe that's the answer. Like, put 25 lands in my deck so I don't miss land drops. Because, like, you get so much value. Your spells do so much. It's just, like, you can't play them. That's how you lose Magic games, right? Like, Tracker, it's easy to sink 5 mana into it. This is easy to sink 4 mana into. This is easy to sink 5 mana into. Obviously, Company costs 4 mana, so... Yeah, I'm ready to lock in a 24th land. I'm so sick of this. The biggest issue with this deck is just always just mana screw, mana screw, mana screw. So I already drew? Wait, no. Wait, what? I had all these cards. Why does it say I'm in my draw step if I haven't drawn? That's not how the draw step works. Am I missing something here, chat? Did I draw one of these? Which one? I guess I drew one of these. Okay, yeah, I must have just drawn it and slid it over while I was ranting. My bad. Alright, looks like we're going to go 4-1. I mean, it's still a great record. I think this matchup's good. So, if I lose this matchup, I mean, unless I'm just, you know, delusional. If I lose this matchup and end up going 4-1, I think that's a good sign for the deck. The deck doesn't feel broken. It doesn't feel insane. It just feels good. Yeah, I just want mana sources, man. I really like playing Magic. When I get to play Magic, I win so much more when I don't get to play Magic. And I think it's probably kind of hard to flood, right? Like, on average. I loved the 1 Courser, too. I kind of want a 2nd Courser. Could turn one of the 2s. This card sucks, man. You have to play it because you need a way to deal with permanents, but it's so fucking bad. And maybe you don't have to play it. Maybe you just outscale stuff, like the blue-green deck does that, right? Just gonna sit here for like 100 years and then draw another 3-minute spell. Get verdicted. Yeah, whatever. 4-1's a fine record. You get 2, Tireless Tracker. You get 2. All right. Let's just play handicap magic. I'm Will. I'll attack. Yippee. Yeah, I mean, like, yes, this is like variance. Realistically, in however many 5, 6, 7 games that I've played in this league where I just like can't find a 4th land, how often is that realistically gonna happen? Probably not that often. But I don't, even though I'm being like results oriented, I think having an extra land is still fine. So I'm down, and I could play a utility land if I really wanted to. Like I could play a castle or some shit. Even a green castle might not be that bad. Hey, they went Censor, Teferi, Verdict, Teferi, yay. Yippee, blue, white. Alright, so this is a counter spell. Holy fuck, dude. GG's. No salt, only positivity. Alright, happens. So let's change the deck and I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, it's gonna be a short stream. But I think there's something here. I think this could be one of the top decks, especially if blue white's popular, even though we just got fucking annihilated by it. It wasn't even remotely close. But I think that the matchup is much better than it looked. So, okay, so what land do I want to add? I could just be Breeding Pool. Not super worried about taking damage off my lands. I don't even hate trying a castle. Does castle work? I guess it doesn't work with the clues. Nah, that's bad. If I had more planes, this castle would probably be okay. Yeah, we'll just make a Breeding Pool. I'm gonna try a second Courser, because again, I want fucking mana, goddammit. I could just try no deputies. I'm down, dude. This card is just always terrible. It's just never good. The Selfless Spirits maybe get a little worse, but they still protect Tracker and Queller. And it's important to have something that's good against Supreme Verdict, so I'm down with that. Maybe I just put some... I could put a Deputy in the sideboard. I could put Reflector Mage or something like specifically targeted at creature decks. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I don't think it's preposterous. Gives me another creature in the sideboard to make the companies a little nicer. Yeah, I think like this. Coco seems great. You could change the numbers on the elves. I think I like the voice. You don't need the voices, but I think they're good. And I like a lot of people kill your elves. I like the idea of having a few extra 2-drops. Courser was awesome, just because it didn't cost mana. And it helps you hit land drops, so it just like lets you like play more spells in a turn. Like one of the games we had Courser, we were just able, like we got to 6 mana or whatever, and we could just play Queller and like use clues, or like at some point I think we had Queller up plus company. So I like the idea of that. Plus this like the life padding's relevant, because you want to play long games with this deck. So yeah, I mean all these shock lands is kind of rough. The sideboard didn't feel particularly relevant. All the games kind of were won or lost by the main deck. So I don't know if this is the best sideboard, but I think it's fine. Just a bunch of random shit. But yeah, sorry for the short stream, guys. Thanks for hanging out, everybody who did. There's a ton of awesome people you can watch. It's